I voted for Trump, and every day I regret my decision more and more and more. Back in November, I threw away all of my Trump what have yous, the hat, the sweatshirts, the shirt. If it said his name, I don't fucking want it. I don't want it. Don't get it twisted though. Do not get it twisted. You could not have paid me to vote for Kamala. In fact, all of this has now got me thinking, do I even vote ever again? Because they all suck. They're all on the same team. They just represent differently. Are we voting third party? Or are we gonna finally overthrow the government? I'm ready, man. Let's do it. Let's go. We got nothing left to lose. Really, we don't. But yeah, I never thought I would say it, but a Trump hater.
She could at least get done with the food before she makes a video. But I mean, seriously, they wanted to burn it all down and now they're shocked the flames reached their house. We've seen it time and time again, this kind of exact person. You know, the problem is the rest of us are trapped in here with these same people, unfortunately. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel.
How do I know Republicans are royally screwed because of Trump administration? Yes, it's going to take us decades to recover from this. It is going to take Republicans. I don't know that they'll ever recover. My husband, who is like apolitical, okay? We were laying in bed yesterday. He was like, oh my gosh, did you see our power bill? It's 3 times what it normally is. And I just looked at him and I said, yeah, thanks, Trump. The people who don't pay attention, who with the majority of America cannot avoid what he is doing to our country. That's how I know.
Absolutely. You know, they voted to own the libs and now their power bills are triple what they were. Same for everyone else too. You know, it turns out tariffs and chaos don't actually make your life better. How surprising, right? You know, who could have seen that coming?
I mean, 2 weeks. I'm done. You want to talk about regretting your vote?
I never thought I'd say that, but I regret my vote. I voted for Trump.
I voted for Trump, and I regret it now.
As a Hispanic, I voted for Donald J. Trump. Dude, I regret it so much, man.
I'm regretting my vote for Donald Trump.
I voted for Donald Trump, and now I regret it.
A lot of people who were like me voted for Trump and have to account for that.
I regret voting for Trump.
So deeply regret my vote for Donald Trump.
I regret voting for Trump.
I was a dumbass, voted for Trump. It was the worst decision I ever made.
I've seen the light, and I got out of MAGA. A lot of us there have seen the light. We have deep regrets.
I feel guilty because I voted for Trump twice. I feel very guilty because I feel responsible. That's why he's still running.
I was with Trump for 9 straight years. I'm disappointed. I'm very disappointed in Trump right now.
Absolutely ridiculous, man. I mean, we told these people, yeah, they voted for him twice, 3 times, you know, been following him even before that, and now feel guilty that he's still there. Yeah, I appreciate the honesty, you know, and to a degree accountability, but that doesn't take back where we're at. You know, we tried to tell them this exact thing would happen before the first time, second time, and especially the third time. And a lot of these people didn't listen. Now they're sitting here crying on TikTok, on YouTube, begging for forgiveness and all this other stuff. And to each their own, but you know, better late than ever, but it's way too late.
So guys, this is super interesting because this coffee shop behind me, I'm in Parker, Colorado, a highly Republican area, used to have 18 different Donald Trump banners hanging from everything. They even rented a damn crane to have like a 30-foot flag that said Trump and MAGA all over it. And guess what? Now, not a single one. They have Israeli flag and American flag, nothing else. I'm going to ask them why they took him down in a polite way, of course. I'm just curious to understand, and I do commend them for taking it down. Now, as far as the Israeli flag, they probably haven't read the article in Haaretz, which is an Israeli publication that detailed horrific, widespread war crimes and abuse of Palestinian corpses in civilians. That came out today. I'll make a video about that soon, in the next couple hours. But super interesting. Let you know what they say.
Interesting. Yeah, 19 Trump flags down to 0 because suddenly the tariffs hit their wallets and the cult loyalty evaporates. It's probably bringing them horrible business too at that rate. It's funny, you know, it's all front. They loved him when they thought other people would suffer and when they would be up. But now it's the opposite. They're suffering and other people are suffering and they're down. That's the part no one's saying and everyone is realizing.
We are seeing overall prices skyrocket, something the Trump administration should be incredibly wary of, given the fact that the majority of Americans, including many Republicans, who believe this economy is in very poor shape. And among those who believe the economy is in very poor shape, many, if not an overwhelming majority, believe that it was Donald Trump who caused the economic hardship they are now facing. Of course, those are Democrats, but they are also independent voters and even some Republicans. Think about it. Donald Trump's signature policies, whether it's the war in Iran, whether it's his reckless tariffs that lost a trading war with China, or any other thing that he has done, firing workers with Doge, his signature policies all have fingerprints all over the rising costs in this country.
Yep. And this is what happens when you elect someone whose only economic policy is, trust me, it'll be great. It'll get better. And they're feeling it now. But they'll probably forget by the next election when he blames immigrants for everything again.
MAGA is a disease, and its host is America. And like most diseases, it does not recognize that as it spreads and as it gathers more and more victories by its ruthless method, it is slowly killing the host, which is America. And you MAGA maggots just don't see this. And it's so disheartening because it's so reminiscent of what was happening in 1939 Germany. You know, you were getting these big wins that you thought were progressing you towards something grand, but really it is just destroying your country. And there is no returning from that. And you will, at some point, have to face the evilness that you have committed, the destruction you have caused. And you will, I would hope, at one point in your life, before you die, have to look yourself in the mirror and say, this is what I did with my life. I was a part of a disease rather than a cure. And that's an awful, awful realization.
That is very bad. The disease metaphor is dead on. And the scariest part is how many people are still in denial about the diagnosis, for lack of better words. You know, MAGA didn't start with Trump. He just gave it permission to spread openly. A good one.
I've looked, but I can't find any compassion for Trump voters who now claim to have been duped because he said no new foreign wars. And during a foreign war, he said prices would go down. All prices have gone up. No one can even afford gas. But here's the thing. You voted for a liar, and you were okay with him being a liar. But now that he's lied to you, you're mad. Yeah, I still can't find any compassion.
Exactly right. Yeah, they were fine with him lying about everything and everyone else. They just assumed they'd be special. And again, we've covered that exact same thing, seen many clips of people talking about it and regretting it too. And it turns out the leopard eats every face it sees, including the ones that voted for it. How surprising, guys. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, notifications on. Be safe. I'll catch you in the next one.